Aloha. I just woke up early. I'm a little early as shit. I was just up and I came across this Owen Benjamin shit. Some people have been asking me in the comment section to do a video like I've been doing with the Joe Rogan videos, but with Owen Benjamin. And I felt like this was a good opportunity to do that because this not only addresses Owen Benjamin, but it addresses the so-called truther community. And what I've been saying that's going to be going on for the next few years, along with like the overall empty approach that, you know, the modern flat earth kind of realization is going at. There's nothing to it. Like, for the people who have been looking into flat earth for the last 3+ years now, realize that once you start to see that flat earth is what it is, or that the heliocentric deception is what it is, and you're ultimately going to go into a space of realizing that the establishment has no legs to stand on. It's built off lies and destruction and total bullshit. So once illusions like that go crashing down, knowing that the system is built on illusions, then you're going to know that eventually it's going to boil down to either you picking up the slack of what you thought you were getting from the system, now that it won't be there anymore, or settling for the concessions of the system's next idea of evolving itself. And that's what people who are not really empowered enough themselves are going to default to, because the system has also installed this backdoor codependency program into the individuals that makes people think, act, and feel as if they need a slave master, or they need something or somebody to control or be an overlord or an overseer of them, or a kind of usher of evolution, human evolution. So the only real way that you're going to really break this idea of being subjected to some kind of higher power that calls itself science, and the evolutionary peak of humanity, and the intellectual peak of humanity, the university system. The only way you're going to break all of that is if you break out of the level of consciousness that created that. So if they're trying to unify everything under the idea of we're all one, we're all human, everything's cool now because we realize Earth is not a spinning ball, you have to go into a space of beyond the psychological, because that's a psychological warfare. The flat Earth community plays it as a physical warfare. It's a ball. No, it's flat. That's ball, physical ball versus physical flat. The psychological warfare, the human story of it, doesn't get acknowledged because the majority of the people, so-called truthers, who are going into this information haven't done that work for themselves. So they're not going to be able to really interpret this information from that level of consciousness. So now there's some people do interpret that, all of these illusions, from the psychological warfare level of consciousness. Now they're evolving themselves into a space of realizing how deep this spiritual warfare goes. So all the new people that are coming into this place, like Owen Benjamin now, and all the celebrities, they're all behind the curve now. They're 3 years behind, which is about normal for, you know, simpletons or people who just follow these damn anything that the system says. Even the arrogance, watch when you listen to this video, the arrogance of what's his name, Owen Benjamin. I'm not even gonna play this video, but because I have a microphone in right now, and if I take it out and have a shitty mic, it might stop the video. But anyway, if you watch this video, it's just gonna be an arrogant Owen Benjamin trying to claim that he's a truther in the presence of Eric Dubay in the chat section. Derek Dubay in the chat room is kind of calling Owen Benjamin out because he's saying that he's not a real truther. And then Owen Benjamin tries to defend himself by sharing what truth he does share. So he talks about how he shared information about, the trans agenda and the pedophilia stuff that's going on, and kudos to him for sharing that information. But that's not why I'm doing this video right now. This video is to explain this bubblegum truth that people like Owen Benjamin are coming into realization. And channels like Jesse Spots are still kind of holding that line of focus. It's only about like the Alex Jones, Joe Rogan type of mentality. And anything that gets thrown in that, washing machine of, like boots in a washing machine or shoes in a washing machine. That's what it feels like. So there's nothing that really happens for a while, but something like Alex Jones getting deplatformed is a boot in the washing machine. So all the people who are on that level of consciousness start making videos talking about Alex Jones being deplatformed, and then everybody talking about that, and they steal about 3 weeks of your time with that shit, because the individuals who they've promoted through YouTube and celebrityism are making all kinds of videos about this distractive ass information that is only designed to steal your time. So coming from where I'm coming from, this system is stealing your most high time. That's what it boils down to. So you give this system human time because of the illusions that you believe yourself into. And you get human shit back for the experience that they promised you based upon their terms. The give side of that which is what I'm talking about, is the other side of truth, is what you give away, your time, your energy, your maximum potential outside of the human sort of limitations. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with limitations or even like the human experience. I'm just saying that there's more to it than we are just kind of throwing around. Like these are a bunch of kids. Like Owen Benjamin, they're still thinking that I'm a human. This is human. We're Americans. Owen Benjamin he represents the same thing Donald Trump represents. Donald Trump represents this arrogant sort of place marker in society that says that anything that they're kind of saying on stolen land, anything that they represent that sits on top of genocide and colonialism, eugenics, and so on and so forth, until that stuff gets recognized, acknowledged, and spoken about and healed, you're not really a truther. So even Eric Dubay coming in here talking about how Owen Benjamin is not a truther, only thing that does in the eyes of 4,000 people who are watching his live stream and whoever else watches this video in the aftermath, is that Eric Dubay represents like ultimate truth. That's what this whole thing is. So Jesse Spots represents ultimate truth when he's laughing at and mocking Owen Benjamin. And then Eric Dubay represents ultimate truth in the conversation between Owen Benjamin, because Owen Benjamin is still not confident. He's not done his work. He's just still sitting on the cloud of his celebrityism that's dying every single day, because you can't think critically in a world that is based upon illusion. So the world that he's going into is a world that is going into questioning his reality outside of the illusions. So he's going to lose more people. He's going to continually lose more people in that world, and there's less people in the other world that he's moving into. So it's kind of like self-destruction mode, and he probably knows this. He seems like a smart enough individual, so it looks like he's playing a game of kind of like he's playing a character. It's like, I'm the new flat earther. He seems like he knows too much to not know that. He seems to know too much to not be able to go back. That's what it is. He seems to know too much to not be able to go back. So if he knows too much to not be able to go back, that means that the type of character that he's playing right now is for the people. It's for the people. Like, if, like, think of how you felt and what you knew when you knew what he knows right now. If you knew, or when you knew what he knows right now, you wouldn't be speaking the way he speaks. You'd be questioning a lot more, unless your arrogance and ego was through the roof, which is possible with him. But his intelligence seems to be like he knows kind of like what he's doing and what he's talking about, and seems like more of a possibility that he's just playing a character just to, help people kind of question their reality. And that's the same way with all these other YouTube channels out there, flat earth YouTube channels. And that's why I said, to each his own, do whatever it is that you're going to do. But when I'm talking about on my channel, if I'm going to address anything, I'm going to address it the way I address it. And this is how I address it. So you got Jesse Spots, Eric Dubay, and Owen Benjamin. All these three dudes are they're all talking the same shit. They ain't talking about no real revolution. They're talking about the commercial of ideas, stuff. They're talking about stuff. There's no substance behind it. There's no, what is the power center? What is the end game with Jesse Spots? What's the end game with Owen Benjamin? What's the end game with Eric Dubay? What's the end game with Jeranism? You don't know these things because they don't have them. They don't share that shit with you. It's only their power comes from the powerlessness of another system. That's illusory power. You can't make power out of the absence of other power. Like, it's an illusion. You have to so this is what's happening right now with the truther community and all that other stuff, is when I talk about how the truther community is not really about ultimate truth and like empowering fire, passionate truth. The truther community as it is now is like Stephen Colbert and Bill Maher. The truther community is only a good thing because it's not a bad thing. But that not being a bad thing doesn't make you a good thing in the long run. You could be a not good thing towards a worse thing in the longer run. And that's the game that this system is playing with all these celebrities and these activists. Like Owen Benjamin, he's an activist. All these people on YouTube now, like Will Smith, Jack Black, even Owen Benjamin, like I've said in the other videos, these individuals are put on YouTube to humanize the system, to humanize the establishment, to make the transition for people, to make the transition from total insanity. Like, look at how Owen Benjamin is talking. He's out there to play the role of, I'm losing my fucking mind, man. I'm gonna lose my mind because if the earth is flat, I'm just fucking done. That's just crazy. So he's playing the pressure relief valve for the people. He's the pressure relief valve for the people. And then you got the medium or bubblegum truthers who are out there talking about, oh, we made it first out here. And look at this dude. It's so funny. He's out here. And then they're doing the breakdowns of celebrity breakdowns of flat earth, and then that empowers them. And that's the thing, another thing, a part of when you talk about so-called truthers who don't really share what they are really about. They only share what they're against. They don't really share what they're about. when individuals don't really share what they're about, then they can maintain the space of being about what you're about. That's the thing. That's what keeps people safe. If they, this is why a lot of truther channels, conscious, so-called conscious community channels, and even flat earth channels don't even fuck around with my channel, because I share most of what I share is based upon empowering yourself in, what kind of truth I'm about. I'm not, I'll share all the information of, what the bullshit that I'm against, but in the long run, if you're really talking about a revolution, if you're really talking about doing something and making some big moves, and it really ain't got shit to do with, what you're against. Be aware of what you're against, be aware of what's against you, but your ultimate power is going to come from lifting yourself up and lifting other people around you outside of this system. Truther channels like these channels, so-called channels like Jesse Spots and Owen Benjamin and Eric DeBay, Alex Jones, TYT, they're truther channels like He-Man is a superhero for the people. It's a cartoon. You're watching a movie right now. When the shit really hits the fan and it comes down to it, like, are you really gonna see these people out there like hard charging, talking about like, the system, what the system does? And that's another thing that's just an obvious sort of thing. If you're really going into the depths of realizing what flat earth is really about and what heliocentrism really about, you wouldn't be making a game out of this. You wouldn't be playing this shit like it is. If you really knew the depths of it, it wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be like laughable. Like, it wouldn't be a fucking game anymore. But since people are so like desensitized and ignorant to a lot of the depths of how fucked up a lot of this stuff is, they turn it into, and another thing is, this is a coping mechanism too, YouTube and so on and so forth. A lot of people are using this as a coping mechanism to not, like Owen Benjamin says, lose his shit. Like he says, if the Earth is not a globe, he's gonna lose his shit. So you don't think the system is playing people right now, putting people like Owen Benjamin out there to play the flat Earth transition for 4,000 people, live. That's just live. How many more people is he gonna reach? In the aftermath. So you're talking about thousands, tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, maybe even into the million of people seeing just this one individual. So this is what I said is what I'm seeing for the year 2019, and in the 2020 it'll be the political version. So Hollywood moves first, then politics moves. So YouTube and social media moved first, and that was last year. This year it'll be Hollywood moving into the so-called truther world, and you're gonna see these so-called truther channels, just follow them right through, because they don't have nothing else to do. They don't have nothing else to focus on. The only thing they gotta focus on is the people that they're telling you like these other human beings, so-called human beings, that they're saying anyway. Let's see I think it'll play. So you can see now, I'll just play it now, just so you can see the arrogance of, what I'm talking about. So this is a, celebrity dude. He's a comedian. He's in the beginning of his flat earth, whatever. He's still trying to hold on to like his clout in one world, carry a little bit of his clout from the old world to the to this new space, and he's not going to be able to do it. But this is this is the kind of thing that happens. So anyway, I just wanted to put this out there to, let people know where I'm sitting with this shit. This is just bullshit. It's just a fucking TV show. You might as well be watching the Flat Earth soap opera. That's what's happening now. 2019 is going to be where Flat Earth, meets Hollywood, and the mainstream media and turns into a soap opera of people doing this. Now Will Smith is going to do his version of Owen Benjamin, and then Jack Black will do his version of Owen Benjamin's Flat Earth flat chat, and then other channels will make YouTube channels just to talk about this stuff. And then before you know it, all the real information will be buried underneath a bunch of, distractive ass celebrities talking about, their how they interpret what's really going on. And by the time they finish interpreting what they think is going on, they're gonna have the same position, same perspectives as the mainstream flat earth people. It's gonna be like, all right, well, Hollywood and politics and science in the community, what should we do next? What? How dare you guys lie to us? What? What kind of monsters are you? You lied to my children. Your astronauts lied to my children. Oh my goodness. What do you have to say for yourselves? And then they're going to say, oh, it wasn't us. We had no idea. It was these people. It was the Harvey Weinsteins of politics. It was the Harvey Weinsteins of the university system. We're the good ones. We're the innocent ones, like you, who had no idea. It's not like everybody was lying. That's why they play that "do you think everybody is lying" role. That's what Alex Jones and Joe Rogan represents right now. So they can just flip it easily. What do you think, everybody is lying? And then when Joe Rogan comes on the flat earth train, and he's going to say, well, everybody wasn't lying. We just all have been deceived. It's all of us. We're all one team. And Owen Benjamin's probably going to jump on that train too. See, what Joe Rogan represents right now is he's like I said, he's the fake superhero. He's the dude that represents the regular Joe, just like Owen Benjamin represents the regular Joe. And then there's dissension in the ranks when you got Owen Benjamin teaming up with, I don't know, whoever he's teaming up with against Joe Rogan, or Alex Jones versus Joe Rogan. And they're taking down each other. So it feels like truth is getting more and more tangible or real. It seems more real. And then you have truthers like Jesse Spots, like he is like laughing up in the corner, like mocking. Is he talking about like, oh yeah. Now you got truthers mocking celebrity truthers, which makes the mocking truthers' truth more truthful in the eyes of, so-called truth seekers who don't seek more than what they are told by YouTubers, social media, mainstream media, and so on and so forth. So that's the game that these people this system is playing, which is just play the numbers. They're playing the numbers right now. And they know people are not going to think for themselves in the long run. That's going to be the minority is going to be the people who are going to break out of the, what's next sort of mentality. The majority of the people are going to just sit around and just believe whatever, so-called truthers or channels, whatever the herd mentality thinks. So that's pretty much, an extension of the next year that I've been watching. This is nothing's really changed since that first video that I made in a year talking about the next years. It's just gonna get more and more intense. So we're due for another distraction coming up soon. So I'd say springtime, you'll have or between now and spring, you're gonna have like a standoff between like Eric DeBay and Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and Owen Benjamin. They're gonna have this fake truth, fucking whatever circle or some shit, and then people are just gonna, talk about that. And by the time they finish talking about that, it'll be like summertime or some shit like that, and then that'll be the transition into Hollywood, starting to eat itself even more, demonize some of fake celebrities and transition into whatever it is they're going to do next. Probably start talking about aliens again, and I don't know. I'll leave it there. I've already talked about, this enough, but I just want to reference this now because this is fucking ridiculous. I see like Jesse laughing at Owen Benjamin as if he's got some different kind of information than Owen Benjamin. Jesse ain't saying shit different than Owen Benjamin, just like Alex Jones ain't saying shit different than Joe Rogan. And TYT ain't saying nothing different than Alex Jones. They saying all the same shit. The mainstream media, they saying all the same shit. People who look at this channel, they know what I'm talking about, but when you look at the new age community, all that other thing, people trying to, I ain't even gonna go, and I'll say that for another video, but you know what I'm talking about. It's the same truth. It's truth with an asterisk. It's like truth inside a world of, it's box truth, prepositioned box truth. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with this video. This is the latest thing that's popped up right now. There's going to be a whole bunch of people who are going to kind of circle around Owen Benjamin right now. He's already got like conversations with Alex Jones. Alex Jones is coming out against Joe Rogan, and so that'll be the next few weeks of bullshit distractions to pay attention to. And like I said, this is about stealing time. The real teachers about what's going on right now, who said what's going on and what's happening, they're gonna get more and more shit swept over them, and this distractionary bullshit will just keep getting amplified by so-called truthers who are just like mocking them now. Since we were mocked, now we're gonna mock them. It's a fucking game, a fucking childish ass game, instead of really getting to the nuts and bolts in the heart of the issue. And start really see, when they put terms like wake people up and enlightenment and woke and all that other stuff, you really kind of stop a huge portion of people from moving further than that, because they get to that point and then they stop and then they say, I'm woke, I'm awakened, and all that other stuff. So this is what the so-called truther community actually represents. They get to this point, right? It's like a safety net. It's a safety bubble. Safety. It's like a truth. Training wheel truth. That'll be the title of this video. Training wheel truth. Or training wheel truthers or whatever. So anyway, yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again for the support. And until next time, from all my relations, peace, love, and harmony.